So hey everyone, and welcome back to the layout. As you can see, I've started in my same point as always, but we are currently looking at the floor. The reason for that is the old layout is no more. It's gone and dusted. Basically, it's New Year. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas to all you. It's a new year, and it will be a new layout. So it's some exciting news to share, and one of the reasons why the layout update was quite a while. I believe the last one was back in October. So some great news to share. I've gone for a modular type layout. Basically means it is portable, it is easy to move around. So the modular ends here, so that's the first board. So this board to the window, bit of a blur there, it's 1 meter going that way and 900 in. So to the wall 900. For the top level, the second level is same 1 meter to the window, 850 in, just because of these here. You lose 12.5 on each side. And the bottom's just storage, and that's basically the same size as the second level, meter by 850. All the boxes, all my storages going onto here. Some of the family stuff's here as well for the time being. As you guys can tell, my old wood is here. You can see some of the road bed there. It's basically all the old plywood that I had, which I'm not using anymore. So that's what that is. I've gone for a bit thicker wood. I believe it was 16 or 18 mil MDF. I think it's 16 to my knowledge. MDF is a lot more durable, a lot more stable, and no warping whatsoever, which is good. Unlike the ply that I have down there, even though that's braced down, it's still warping like crazy. So it's good to get rid of that stuff. I've gone for some new aluminium pieces as well. The old ones I've used on the bottom level just for storage, because basically it doesn't really matter if that's flat or not flat. It doesn't really matter. It's only going to store boxes anyway at the most, and some storage for my trains, which will already be in boxes anyway. So no difference there. The second level here, which has got some boxes, just some train stuff basically, some storage stuff in there, stool and internet modems. This is going to be my staging yard area. So all the stuff is obviously going to go away over time. I've only just finished doing construction just yesterday, so just bear with me, it's still quite a bit messy. I was just doing some basic testing, that's all. So this is going to be storage. I'm hoping to fit either 3 or 4 lines per track. I'm going to have a 4-track main line. Unfortunately, nothing will be running for at least the next couple of months, I reckon. If I have something running, it'll only be for testing purposes only. This is only stage 1 of the layout. I've still got a couple more baseboards to go in. I'm basically going for a U-shaped layout. So where this desk is here, I'm planning on having a helix on this side. And where the suitcase is here, I'm going to have another helix. So basically it's going to be helix side by side, and in the middle it's going to be running session, basically in the middle here. So I'm going to have some nice running trains going down here on this massive board. So these will be known as my fixed boards, so throughout the updates I'm going to be calling this my fixed part of my layout. So this part's going to go all the way against the wall. There's a bit of a gap there just because the internet's still on, and I need to move that out of the way to fit the boards in. So this will be staying against the wall at all times, and then my helixes will be basically my portable side of the layout. So I'm still planning on the helix, trying to work out the dimensions and all that. So that'll be at least another couple of weeks until that gets done, and I will be going on holidays soon as well, so that might get sidetracked. So this is just going to be an update of what's happening, just some key information about the layout, and I got some new purchases to show you guys as well. I had my SD70 Ace out because as soon as I finished the layout, that was the first thing I tested real quick. I plugged in my power cabin and I just give that a quick test. It's good to start off the year with testing a train. I also have my MPV out as well. So nothing's running at the moment because I've been moving boxes around, cleaning up. But as you guys can tell, I've gone for a different type of track. So this is my old track here, Code 100 Pico track. It's in the wooden ties, just focusing for you. But I've gone for Code 100 Pico in the concrete sleepers. These are a bit more expensive, probably about double the price, or close to it. It's about $100 odd a box. Picked up just a box for now. I'll most likely need probably about another half a box, I reckon, with my calculations, which sometimes are a bit out. But I've gone for 1 box, so the whole top level is going to be using the Code 100 concrete sleepers, because you're going to be seeing this side. I won't be taking many shots at the bottom side, so at the bottom I'll be using all my old wooden tyres, and obviously being a lot cheaper, I'll be using this just for staging. At the end of the day you can't see staging, so to me there's no point on wasting track on that. I'd rather use all my old track first. There's nothing wrong with them. Using them as straights is no biggie. Obviously I'll purchase some new track for the curves, but just for the straights I don't mind using these old track. I'm also going to go with, this is one of the American companies called Midwest. They make this underlay. It is, you basically split it up into two pieces. See if I can flip this over. Yep, here we go. So you basically see there's already cut there, so you just break it off, and it basically makes a perfect platform for ballasting, and it makes a big difference for the actual running of the trains. Basically, have a quick listen. Hopefully the camera will pick this up. So this is without, just straight on the baseboard. Obviously when you tack it down, it'll be this will be the same results, just on blue tack at the moment. So just have a quick listen. So basically you can actually hear the sound of the wood. That's what the train running is basically making. So hopefully the camera will pick that up. And have a listen to this. This is actually more prototypical, because you can actually more hear the smooth running. So let me just take the first container out. So that's actually the rails you can hear, not the wood. There's no echo effect, there's this nice, smooth, gentle running. Same track, brand new out of the box, same as the other one, but on roadbed instead. So it does make a big difference. To all you guys starting a layout, definitely consider using roadbed. They also make some foam stuff, which is also good, but I've gone for this one. You can easily get this one in Australia as well as a foam, but this one, to me, looks a lot more prototypical, and it's a lot more probably easy to use in my opinion. Just split it off, and the main reason for this are because it comes in a box, so I can easily store this away when I'm not using it. Just so that I bought this maybe about a month ago now, so it was easily stored away. And I'm also basically, I picked up these from my local supermarket. I believe Woolies, Coles in Australia all sell it. These are basically tacks that I'm going to be using for temporarily fitting track. So basically I've learned from my first layout not to damage the inside part. I'm actually going to tack down, so I'm going to try this in my staging gun. For temporary purposes, once I lay the track down, I'm going to tack it down with these thumb tack pins, basically they're called push pins, just to hold it down. That way I can get the drill out, drill through and basically tack it properly. Don't want to damage any more sleepers. I've damaged so many. Learned from my lesson basically, and not easily goes into the cork, which is another reason why I've gone for this type of cork as well. So basically the length, I forgot to mention, the length of the track is the same length as the roadbed, which is good. And these are actually not fixed, the boards, so that each module is separate. So I will have to cut on the module and basically solder some feeders in basically and hook it up like that. So they'll have to do a bit of planning. I've got the layout plans all done, but obviously now I have to take into account that each board is separate, so obviously I don't want any frogs to the point I have to cut on. So cutting the rail like that, how it is now, that's not a problem. Basically all you do is you'd probably try and go into the middle of the sleeper, so if you could, probably just try and move it over a bit, and then cut as so. Get rid of the bottom bit of the sleeper, basically get rid of this part here of the sleeper, and you'll basically be alright. Basically, as long as that's tacked down securely, both levels are flush, you won't have any problems. And basically using the roadbed will basically ensure that both sides are flush, then going off the board, so definitely another plus on that. So I basically got a whole box of track here. I can't really remember how many, I think it's 20 or 25 in a box. And I've got about 30 pieces of roadbed. Obviously I need my roadbed and the track, because the track is not including points and all that, so I've got quite a bit of points to go through and start wiring up as well. As I mentioned before, I'm going for a 4-track mainline. So basically, when you think about the helixes, the track's actually going to start somewhere here. 4 tracks going out, nice turn, nice mainline station through the center, and then turn back around. My trains are probably calculated, there'll probably be 5 to 6 car, which is why I purchased some new carriages over here. So the top 3 here I've already had previously. As you guys probably saw in my earlier videos, a 3-car rake. And I've also I've actually made it a 6-car, purchasing these 3 at the bottom here. Picked up, basically, I believe with all the calculation I correct, paid about just a bit over the 360 I think it was, or 370 basically for the whole 6-car rake, which isn't too bad. I think it was, but they were doing 10% off or something, so it worked out to be I think 55 for the bottom 3, but the top 3 I paid about 58 for, and you can do the maths there. I believe it's 320, so I saved maybe 40-50 bucks just on that, because retail price for these is about $60 each in Australia. So I picked it up for about 310, 315, which is good. The track was about 140 I think for a box, and the red bed it was $2, under $2 each. And I picked up whatever they had left, I think it was 27, 28 pieces. Picked up some stationery as well. These are all going to come in great value. The push pins was a bit of a risk to take, but I reckon it's going to work out well. The textures basically to mark out on the board, and the pencils there as well to mark out first, and then go over by texture basically. Can of Pepsi, of course, got to have one of them. And I've got some Serenity stuff here. This has been sitting in my room for the last don't know how long. As the description says, the four red engine shed. It was the last one they had. I had to pick it up. Didn't want to leave it. And you've got seen those before, footbridge and the colling tower there. Wagon tower I meant, sorry. My Ace is still sitting out, and that's about what's on the board. Storage there. If I just pan around real quick, all my rolling stock and switches. Still got some in my room as well to get out here. So basically, first video of the year. As I've already said, Happy New Year to you, all the best for this year. I've been going through quite a few of you guys' layout update and really enjoying them. Got some new subscribers, so I'd like to thank you. Back up to over close to 150 I think it is last time I checked, so it's always good to have. Been subscribing to you guys as well, enjoying your videos. I always tend to comment and shoot you guys a rating when I have a bit of time. Been really busy over the last couple of weeks, work and some other stuff going around in my life. But enough about that, just try and stick to this layout, and I've been blabbering on for a bit. So hopefully in the next couple of days and the rest of today I'm just going to basically go on my laptop, print out the design that I had, try and basically produce this on the board, try and work out the dimensions, try and start my helix as well. That's another big project I've got to start. Just trying to work out that dimensions as well. I'm really impressed with this layout and with the floor, how it is. There's really not much of a gap here. I think it's about not even one mil gap there. Not gap, I mean height difference, sorry. Not even a gap there, and even this gap here, it's not even that much as well. So as soon as you put the underlay on, it's basically you can't really tell anyway, because the underlay is just going to sink into it, which will make no difference to the running of the train. So that's another bonus. A lot of the old track here I will be getting rid of the switches and all that. I'll probably sell that back to the hobby shop, get some credit for it. I really want to stay away from all the insulated stuff and all these stuff. Basically, besides the diamond crossings and besides the curve points, it's a lot of these set track stuff. A lot of the older models will go through them fine. But a lot of your new rolling stock, they don't like the sharp bend, especially if you put them as a crossover basically. So I'm hoping to stay more towards the streamlined stuff. So as I've said previously, this stuff a lot better. I'll just have a quick comparison of the angle for you. So there you are. Top one is the set track and the bottom one is your streamline point. As you can tell, it's a lot more smooth, the gradient. I reckon, my opinion is, spend a bit more money and get it done right, done once and for all. For the space that I have now, I'm obviously a lot more grateful, and I can always do a lot more. So the switches I will be using will be streamlined for sure. Got a lot more space to work with. Mainline running is going to be over 3. It'll probably be including, well, without the helix, my mainline running is going to be more than 6 meters already. Going from a the old layout was barely hitting 5 meters, so 6 meters, not even including helix. Helix, I reckon, will do another 2-3 meters on each, so looking at over 10 meters runnings.
running space just for the locos, which will actually make my locos run a lot better. They've been doing a lot of stop and start, which isn't good for your locos. Better to have them running continuously over a period of time. Means it won't wear out as quickly, because basically stopping and starting, increasing and decreasing the speed puts a lot more pressure on the motor. When just running at a nice constant low speed is obviously a lot more better. And having the layout like this with the staging yard, I'm able to store most of my locos out on the layout at once. There's no dust in this room, rarely gets any dust, so I don't have to really worry about that. Obviously my higher priced locos I will keep stored away in boxes when not in use, and obviously when I go away and all that I put them in boxes, but other than that I should be safe to have most of my layout locos down in here. I reckon my staging yard will probably be about, with my longest track will probably be about 2 meters long, I reckon. So that should easily store a 6-car rake, I reckon, or close to 6-car. I reckon it should be just over 2 meters. So I should be able to fit, my longest one will be a 6-car with the loco, so that'll be my longest train I'll be running. On my station scene I'll have to work it out with all the points and crossovers, which I'll get to I'll have to get to when I start doing it. So basically that's what the layout's currently looking at. It's a nice, good start to the year. As I said, I'll only be working this layout for 2 weeks, so you can't really expect too much. They say the most important part is getting the baseboards done, so once that's done, you're all nice and sweet to go on. So basically I'm going to start drawing up some of my curves. I want to do this thing right, I want to do it once and for all, so I'm going to draw up my curves and then also try and plan out my helix as well, which will be another challenge. Actually going to use someone else's design on how to do electric track curves, and that's to offset the joint. I've seen many people do it before, and I've actually decided, alright, it's time for once to work on your curves, do it properly. So I'll not be using any set track curves on this layout. I'm going to try and do it properly. I've noticed if it's one nice smooth curve, you're going to guarantee that your trains can run on any radius. So my radiuses are going to be, in set track terms, will be 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and I'm going to make up a 5th radius. So 2nd radius, we should run anything and everything, but I want to run most of my bigger rolling stock on either 4th or my 5th, so my SD78s and all that will be running on the larger radius. So I'll basically be running, it's pretty much prototypical to back here in Australia and Sydney. We have what we call our 2 main lines and our 2 suburbans. So the suburbans will normally be your inner lines, which will be your tighter radius, and your basically your faster lines will be what you call your main lines or your intercity lines, or there's different terms for it. So basically they'll be your high speed running lines. They'll be my 4th and 5th. Basically the way that the helix will work, it will actually work the same way. The outer tracks will always be the larger radius, so which will be good. So I'll have to work that all out, and plenty of space to work with at the moment. So I'm going to end this video here. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please let me know, and it'll be lovely to read some of your comments in the video. And my thunder, weather's just changed. We've normally experienced all 4 seasons in one day here in Sydney, so it was basically sunny about 10-20 minutes ago when I started the video, and it's changed dramatically. So I'm going to leave this here. I'll be happy to read through all your comments, any suggestions, or if you want to know anything about the layout. Always for my previous tips, my previous couple of layouts, planning is crucial. I know people would like to rush into it. I think the last layout I started, I think within 3 days or something, I already had everything wired up and had to change it too many times. So I'm just going to start from scratch, and I want to start it correctly. Also, the advantage of this layout here is because I'm using MDF, I don't have to box it as much. So I don't have any problems with sending point motors through the board. There's actually no bracing in between the modules underneath, so there's nothing basically where this track is or anything here. It's just along the corners where there's actually corners of the board where I can't put any point motors, which I can work around anyway. So as I've said, weather's changed, it's already started raining. So I'll quickly upload this one tonight. Hopefully you guys will see this soon. Go back to work tomorrow for the full week, so you won't be seeing any updates during the week, and hopefully I can show you another update at the weekend and next weekend. So as I said, please comment. I want to hear suggestions, and well, happy modelling, I guess. So enjoy the rest of the weekend for most of you guys, and I'll see you all definitely soon. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.